Chaotic Chompers. It is I, Jinxie, and I have another Reddit real horror story for you, but this is actually going to be a series in 4 parts that I will try to get through all tonight. It is by Paint the Sun, and it is personal experiences, I should say, and this is part 1, The Old Hag. The following stories, there are more parts, are based on real life events. I'm a writer, so I'll talk about it like a storytelling time. Enjoy. Also, I posted this on a different platform that had 4K word limit, so I'll just copy and paste it here. I am the OP. Story 1. The Old Hag. There's one back in 2017. One of my sisters kept dreaming about an old lady, black skin and long white hair. The lady always screamed at her in anger. My sister described the anger like a punch in the face, because it was always sudden. She would yell at her so loud that it would hurt her ears. She didn't know why she was angry, but she didn't understand the language like it was gibberish. I asked further about this, if it was a tag-along somehow. She said she can't tell exactly, despite the yelling, because it sounded gibberish. But if she listened really closely, she said it's possibly Tagalog. Sorry if I'm butchering it. But still gibberish. I told her maybe she was speaking in ancient Tagalog, words that no longer exist now. There was a blade tree near that place. Our family always talked about spirits living in ancient trees, usually blade trees. Again, sorry if I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. In her dreams, she said she was hugging her while we slept on the same bed. We shared the bed. But I suddenly turned into the old lady. She said she had to force herself awake, sometimes in a sleep paralysis, because it was too scary. And another time, she said the old lady returned with the same anger and gibberish yelling, but this time she tried to rip her heart out. She forced herself awake because she felt it was too real and it scared her a lot. She looked online, and it turns out that this lady is in every mythology. She told me, search Old Hag online, she's in every mythology. She appears in anyone's dreams. Ooh, I would hate to dream about that. Okay, and this is Personal Experiences Part 2. Seeing things in our peripheral vision and hands. Back in our old house, we moved a lot then, but in this one, we lived longer. There were tons of trees. There's a very tall, large in diameter blade tree in front of our house. It turns out later that the house with the blade tree belonged to one of my former classmates back in elementary school. His branches were equally just as tall and plenty. Let's just say the tree was clearly old. Young me would always see things in the side of my vision, but when I looked at it, it was gone. This happened so many times that I got used to it. I wasn't scared anymore. It could be anything. I would see a figure in my peripheral vision, but when I look, it's gone. I saw a cat once. It was orange. I thought it was the stray we were feeding sometimes, but when I looked, there was nothing there. There was one thing that stuck out to me the most until now, because at that time I didn't think too much about it. I was near the door. I was outside. Let me explain the place more, since this is where most of our experiences take place. This house was separated into 4 houses in one lot. The houses are not that far from each other. You could walk to and fro in just 3 minutes or less. On the right, where my older siblings and my parents slept, It had a small sink and countertop near a bathroom. There was a living room and dining room. This is the house we got to when we eat as a family. The house to the left was where my younger sisters and I used to sleep. Later on, we changed rooms and our family members would sleep in there instead. I had 2 bedrooms just like the right one. It had a living room, but the TV in this one was very small. Take note, these TVs were with antenna. No smart TV or LG screens yet. There were bookshelves and a big table where we had our private tutor us in most days. The side of this house had a space in between with a barbed wire fence. There were so many trees on our neighbor's side. On the upper left house are the nannies and maids' quarters. This is where the main kitchen is as well. There is another room next to the maids' quarters that is not usually used and remained empty for most of the time. On the upper right house, this house was almost empty, but it had 2 rooms, but hardly if anyone slept there. Our family members would sleep here sometimes. At that time, it was used like a basement. Tons of old stuff were in there. Old-timey stuff like typewriters, my mom's bead collection, back when she made accessories, etc., and some other stuff I can no longer remember. I was outside on the lower left house, just by the door. I was looking at something, I think. I can't recall what it was now. Suddenly, in my peripheral vision, I saw a hand by the side of the door. It tapped its finger one by one. I looked at it directly, but there was nothing there. When I looked to the side of the door, I don't know if this hand was severed because I didn't see the arm it was connected to, but it was definitely a hand. Fast forward to now, my sisters and I are recalling what happened that time in that house. We talked about seeing figures and spirits in the side of our visions, but when we looked, nothing was there. My youngest sister told me oh my goodness, tongue-tied. My youngest sister told me that she also saw a hand lots of times too. Then she described the hand. But the hand I saw was brown-skinned and looked human. Maybe you couldn't see it in the dark, she shrugged. No, I remember that it was daytime. I'm sure the hand I saw was brown and it looked human, I replied. Really? Well, this one kept appearing like it was jump-scaring us every time I opened the door, and it didn't look human. It was black, wrinkly, and had long nails, she recalled. Did it look like a severed hand, like the thing in Wednesday? I asked further. No, I don't think so. I just know it wasn't human. Ooh. Damn. So, one sister is seeing a human hand, while the other one is seeing more of a demonic type of hand. Okay. This is Personal Experiences Part 3, The White Lady. Wait, there's Black and Red Lady too. Same house as usual. One of my tomboyish aunts recalled seeing a red lady once. White ladies are very common ghosts over here. They're described as women with long black hair and a white dress, hence their name, White Lady. My aunt said there was also black ladies. This was the first time I ever heard of other variants of lady ghosts because they were all usually white ladies. I cannot remember which lady was more dangerous, but my sisters and I agree that the black lady and the red lady are definitely more dangerous than the white lady. We figured they're just rare, so hardly anyone knows about them, but I don't ever want to find out. I'm scared as a cat. This time, we were sleeping on the lower right house. I always had nightmares of ghosts in my dreams, particularly the white lady. This happened so many times that I was scared to go to sleep, and I was afraid of looking at the black nothingness underneath the bed of my older sister as we slept on the bed foam on the floor. I can't remember the nightmares, but the white lady was always there. Her hair always covered her face. My mom said that she saw the white lady at the upper left house one time while she did the laundry in the middle of the night. She claimed she wasn't scared because it was just a ghost. This one happened at a different house. My youngest sister saw a white lady one time while we were in a car. There was a swing in front of the house. She asked our nanny who that person by the swing was. Our nanny looked at her confused and said there was no one there. By this time, people were saying they would see a white lady by the swing. The same younger sister was curious, so she checked that swing every day. Our nanny noticed and asked what she was doing. Kids being kids, she shrugged and said that she wanted to see the white lady. Then one night, there was a power outage, and when she looked at the swing, she saw the lady. Fast forward to now, the same sister was talking to her coworker about the 4 houses. The coworker said that spirits dwell in trees, any trees, not just the bullet tree. Really? Now that I think about it, there were 2 old mango trees at the side of the upper left house, bordering our house from our neighbor, she said. Then she proceeded to say about the figures she saw in her peripheral vision. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My throat got really dry there. My bad. Okay. I saw the white lady. I tried looking at her face, but whenever I look at her direction, she's gone, she said. Wait, you looked at her? Well, I tried seeing her face twice based on what I saw at the side of my vision, but I wanted to see her face, she said. You're not supposed to see their face because they said bad things will happen, the coworker exclaimed, but they were intrigued. But I always wondered what their face looked like. She had no face, my sister said. It was blurry. It's like when you apply a dream to real life. There was just no face. You wanted to see her face, but that's crazy. I mean, who does that? When people see a white lady, they just run, the coworker said. I am so sorry. I was a kid and I was curious. Well, I saw her face and nothing bad happened to me, my sister shrugged. Oh, Jesus. Why would you even... Why? I'm just gonna get a sip of my drink because my throat's very dry right now. Okay. Last story. Personal experiences part 4. Doppelganger and I. Same house again. I know, the house was crazy. I'll start with what I saw and recall. We just came back from school just to eat lunch, since at that time our parents won't let us carry lunch boxes or give us lunch money. Our nannies would pick us up during lunch break and have us eat at home, then ride us back to school before lunch break ends. I recall washing my hands at the lower right house. The sink had a window overlooking the upper right house. Then suddenly one of my sisters was calling out my name. I looked up at the window. I saw my sister catch up to someone that looked familiar. Jesus, I am so sorry. My throat is hella dry tonight. Ooh. For context, I have 2 older siblings. The eldest is female. The second oldest is my big brother, the only male sibling. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. After my brother was me, then my 2 other younger sisters. We are triplets. They look absolutely alike. Born on the same day, same age, same gender, gender, etc. My parents at the time wanted us to wear matching clothes, hairstyles, everything. Sometimes my siblings and I would mistake each other. This would lead to confusion until we faced each other and then realized we mistook each other's names or one for the other. We are older now, and our parents finally allowed us to wear whatever we want without having to match each other. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna get a cough drop just to ease my throat a little bit. Oh, Jesus. My throat is so fucking dry. All three of us are adults as of this writing. Our personalities are totally different since we've grown. We have definitely seen more differences with each other more than our similarities. We're no longer mistaking each other for the other, and we could tell each other apart even in the distance, and even our backs/figures. Sorry. Trying to get my throat wet so that way I can stop coughing. Ooh, I am still not feeling that well. So I do apologize highly for all the coughing fits. Okay. Back to the story. I was looking at the figure that my sister was calling out to. I was confused. I thought, that person's back looks familiar. Is that me? But I couldn't see that person's face from my vantage point since the window's view was limited. I dismissed the thought, thinking that it must have been my sister who mistook me for my other sister. When we were finally at the dining table, my sister asked me how I came to the dining room so quickly. I looked at her confused. I told her I was here this whole time and I was waiting for them. She said, I saw you running at the upper right house, so I called out your name because we needed to eat, but you just ran away. When I turned the corner, you just disappeared. My fucking God. This is going to be one coughing episode. Whew. When we talked about that incident now, I basically saw my own doppelganger. Sure, I didn't see my face, but nothing bad happened to me. So the myth that you will die if you see your doppelganger is a lie. Take it from me. My younger sister recalled something similar. I think the doppelganger was still me. We can't recall correctly anymore, but let's just say it's still me. This time, the upper right house had been reconstructed. I won't say renovated because it was never finished. The back of the upper right house had been walled up with cinder blocks, so it's a dead end. It no longer connects back towards the upper left house. My younger sister saw me running towards the upper right house. She called up to me and ran towards me, but she recalled that she felt weird. When she ran, it was as if the ground in front of her stretched further and further despite the small distance between the four houses. When my younger sister finally stopped running, she said that everything suddenly felt normal. She was able to walk confidently again. Fucking hell. She walked up towards the upper front house and into the back house. That's where I ran toward to. But when she turned the corner, she saw nothing but the dead-end wall. My younger sister said it was odd too because our dad was there. He was outside reading the newspaper, but when my sister called out to me, our dad didn't react. It was as if our dad didn't notice my doppelganger was there. We theorized that maybe she's... Fucking hell. We theorized that maybe she's the only one who saw the doppelganger. Our nanny told us that maybe the spirits got woken up by us that morning because we kept yelling and we should stop yelling. Fucking hell. I am so sorry for all the coughing fits. My throat just got dry all of a sudden. But I apologize. Whew. What did you guys think of the stories? And if you want to follow me on any of my other social media, my Twitter is Jinxie the Chaotic, capital J and capital C. My Instagram is the Half Demon VTuber, and my YouTube is Jinxie the Chaotic. I also have a TikTok, but I rarely post on there. But I will be posting this on my YouTube as well. So all for my YouTube listeners, if you like these stories, minus the coughing fits, I do apologize. Please like and subscribe if you like my content. And for anyone else, be sure to follow or like to keep updated on my chaotic podcast. Have a good day or good night and stay chaotic. Peace out, everyone.